Good morning, students. Today I'm going to share with you some water conservation techniques of Sikkim. But before that, I want to ask one thing. Do you agree that there is one thing that unites us, irrespective of gender, religion, country? And that is our most valuable resource, water. We quote very often that water is one of the most important resource and we should find out some ways, techniques so that we can save it. But how many of us actually give a thought to this? Not many of us, right? We all are aware that water is renewable resource. However, due to improper recycling, industrialization, rapid growth of population, climate change, water scarcity problem has evolved. So conservation of water is an urgent issue which the modern world is facing. And it is high time to come up with strategies so that we can save it. Students, under the Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat program which was launched in 2015, we are getting to know different states' lifestyle. And our partner state is Sikkim. Sikkim is one of the hilly region which is popular for its rivers, streams and biodiversity. But this region also suffers from water scarcity. As there is little water retention, rainwater runs off rapidly and many springs tend to dry up in dry season. Earlier, this region was not able to fully utilize and conserve its water sources. But with the help of government, this region came up with some strategies, techniques which helped them to reduce the scarcity of water in this region. In today's video, we are going to discuss each of them in detail. So there are two techniques. One is Dhara Vikas program, which is also known as Spring Shed program. And the second one is rooftop harvesting. Now let's discuss Dhara Vikas program. This program was implemented in 2008 by the Rural Management and Development Department. This program was launched with an objective to revive springs, streams and lakes. For entire project, geohydrology technique was carried out, which included the mapping of spring shed, monitoring of spring discharge and quality. The spring revival technique was implemented on the sloping land. Students, let's watch a video for the better understanding.
Mountain springs are the only reliable source of water for countless rural communities in the Himalayas. In the Tengdong Hill region of Sikkim, perennial springs once met all domestic and agricultural needs. This region, which receives less than the average rainfall of Sikkim, is now experiencing water stress as natural springs begin to run dry during lean periods. Sikkim, with its high forest cover and low population density, has always been a water surplus state. Therefore, creating artificial groundwater recharge systems was not a historic priority. But increasing water stress in such regions has prompted the government of Sikkim to promote spring shed development for ensuring water security in vulnerable areas. GIZ, through its CCANER project, has supported Sikkim's spring shed development efforts through a two-pronged approach: protecting spring sources and soil water conservation in targeted recharge zones, and developing village water security plans to ensure water availability and equitable access during lean periods. In Tengdong Hill region, hydrogeological studies helped identify water recharge zones that fed 22 major springs. Geology, location and structure of rocks and fractures were carefully studied for selecting these zones. Government officials were trained as para-hydrogeologists to carry out scientific surveys in the region. They were also trained to monitor base flows and quantify the impacts of interventions. The village water security plans were created by Sikkim's Rural Management and Development Department through a participatory process. These plans mapped the demand and supply of water with local communities of the Tengdong Hill region. Strategic capacity building and engagement were carried out to facilitate participatory planning and water budgeting. Soil water conservation measures were carried out in collaboration with community members in the area. These measures were funded from the state MG Narega program, which is also supporting the scale-up of springshed development activities across Sikkim. To facilitate the replication of the springshed development model across other geographies, the Dhara Vikas poster and the Dhara Vikas handbook were developed as pictorial teaching aids. These offer easy-to-follow steps for communities to undertake springshed development activities. These experiences are now being shared with other states as well as with neighboring countries like Bhutan. The results from the springshed development activities in Sikkim show that scientifically harvested rainwater in mountain areas can provide effective recharge for springs.
Students, you all are aware with Dhara Vikas program. Now let's discuss another technique which is known as rooftop harvesting. In Sikkim, people store and harvest rainwater through traditional method which is known as rooftop harvesting. In this, rainwater is collected in tanks. Thus water can be used for direct consumption and for recharging groundwater through simple filtration devices. At last, students, I want to say that water is the best present we, the present generation, can give to our future generation. The step to save water is first to realize the minute difference between using water and wasting it. Students, you can be a game changer. Start saving water from today. Thank you.